Hello and welcome. I want to speak about something that's really quite important, very relevant to us all, and in the past it's created quite a lot of divide, and it's about the effects of the jibby jabby on certain people and in society. And I am a trained yoga teacher and reflexology practitioner and back massage practitioner, so I'm very familiar with the body, with the energy channels. I'm a multidimensional healer, I'm a crystal healer, so I'm familiar with the multidimensional elements and the etheric bodies and the aura. I'm also familiar with off-planet and other parts of the universe. I'm a land healer and I work with stones, standing stones, monuments, trees, nature, earth, crystal grids, everything like that. So I'm quite familiar with the land that we actually work on as well, or live on, or are part of, Mother Earth. I've been doing this for decades, so I'm quite familiar with all my clients. I work in their auras. And in the last 6 months to a year, many of the clients that I've been working with are starting to come through with new symptoms. And I want to talk about the pros and cons of these symptoms. And I find it very positive for the do or die type diagnosis of what's actually happened in the past few years. I feel really quite positive about it for many. Now, those that have succumbed to the needle, what's happening is their symptoms are things like they feel possessed, they feel like they have something inside of their body that's trying to take over, and they feel like they have a demonic possession, or they have a black slug, or they have a black energy, and it sits in the between the solar plexus and the sacral, where the Caesarean section cut would be. That's normally where this sits, and it connects to the back of the neck. So this attachment sits at the back of the neck between the divine crown and between the earthly body, and it sits in this area here, and that's where it feeds. It feeds on that anchor between the soul and the human body. Now, then it feeds into the Kundalini energy, the serpent snake up and down the body, and it feels like it's actually feeding on the chakra centers as well. It doesn't really go into the arms or legs, but it really just stays in this central point going up and down. And the more that the person gets into fear or panic, the greater this entity starts to become. And the positive about this is the client at no point ever feels like they don't know who they are. They actually feel like they have something inside of them that's trying to take over. So some have likened it to a slug, or to like a black smoke. It's always black, it's always slimy, and it's always telling them to do really negative things, like telling them to really dark negative things, like trying to end themselves or end others, or calling them names like they're fat or ugly, or they'll never achieve anything. So there's really dark energy inside this implant, and what I'm finding is that everyone who's involved with it, they aren't calling themselves psychotic, they aren't calling themselves possessed, or they have psychosis. They are very clearly knowing who they are, and also knowing what this is, and it's something that's trying to overtake them. So this is actually quite a positive thing. It's the beauty that these people are able to identify that this is who I am, and I feel like I'm being overridden by something else. So that's why they come to me, and that's why I go into their auric fields, and this feeds on their energy, it feeds on their fear, and it feeds on the vibration. And the only way that these clients are actually healing it is by removing it from their aura with certified, qualified practitioners like myself. I mean, I've been doing really deep, dark shadow work and entity and attachment work for a long, long time. And the higher your vibration, the clearer your energy, the deeper you can go with this stuff. So I've been giving these short snippets to you for a long, long time now, touching on really deep subjects. But the more that you work on yourself, the more that you can help others. And the best thing you can ever do is stay in love vibration. So when these people are actually dealing with this entity that's trying to overcome them, and for many of them it has overcome them, they have shooting pains up the back of their head, they have solar plexus, stomach issues, they have digestive issues, they have spinal issues because this energy is moving up and down their chakra column. They have thoughts in their head where they're trying to gain control of their mind again. But at no point do they ever say that they feel like they're going mad or they feel like they've got psychosis. They actually very clearly state that something outside of themselves is trying to talk to them. So there's also a part as well where it feels like there's a cyborg, similar to Star Wars. Is it Star Wars or Star Trek? Star Trek, where we had the Borg and there's like a mothership. And these nanotechs are actually talking from the Borg collective to this person, this individual that is my client. And what happens is we regain control of the person and we remove control of the cyborg, which is a negative collective consciousness. It's a different type of consciousness. It's a robotic nanotech consciousness that the cyborg is offering, and it's talking to the client, my client, any client. So this is the things that I've been doing the last wee while, and we have 100% success rate. All these clients, simply by loving them, clearing their energy, taking back their power, and I do lots of protection and lots of healing and lots of all my techniques, but these are all done with really pure intention and love. And the only way that the client can ultimately gain control over these entities and gain control of themselves is through realizing that they are the creator of their lives, that they are in charge of themselves, and that they should apply love rather than fear. So we touch on these subjects quite a lot, and a lot of healers and practitioners do that. But this time it's different, because this time we're not looking to guides, we're not looking to angels, we're not looking to archangels, or we're not looking for feathers or signs or synchronicities. I've been saying this in videos for a while. The real truth is about really getting to the point where you realize you are the creator. You are walking as God. You are walking as the universe. You are walking as a cellular imprint of a leaf on a tree or as a piece of wood. You are a multidimensional being, and you are the creator of your entire reality. And when people take this power back, it's such a fine level. That's how they beat this vibrationally. So it's important, firstly, to recognize that this doesn't belong to you. This is actually an implant that's trying to take over. So these people are really strong-minded and clear thinking to recognize that something is trying to take over me, and it's trying to make me do really negative things. And they feel it in their mind, they feel it in their thoughts, their heart, their feelings, and in their body. It's around the solar plexus, the Caesarean section, and it feeds there. They have digestive issues. It goes up and down the chakra column, and it puts lots of negative thoughts in them. So I've said that. The next part is that they have to keep doing the personal development, which I've touched on, really big subjects in very small chunks. about inner child wounding, trauma bonding, the ego and the love, and taking responsibility for our lives. So these are one word answers, but they're massive subjects, which I prefer to give things in small 7-minute videos rather than go deep for long. And the way that we can beat these is by seeking out professionals or practitioners like myself who are really working from very high integrity and have done their personal development. And the thing is, these have to be sought out in a non-egoic manner, because you want a practitioner who isn't going to rescue you, who isn't going to tell you what you want to hear, who isn't going to say, yeah, everything's going to be fine, who isn't working from a place of protection. You want a place of empowerment. You don't want to put up barriers and say, no, you can't come in, and no. You want to be able to walk anywhere in the universe safely, because things will always be coming at you. So you want to be really clean energetically, and I don't mean saging, I mean from a place of integrity and truth and discernment and personal responsibility and good karma and all these things, as well as the saging. There is also a need to, so you seek out a professional to help you energetically, and then you do the shadow work and the personal development. And we also must practice that it's not black and white. I genuinely don't believe it's black and white, because, you know, there's shedding, there's family members, there's placebos. It's a very blurry story to be participating in, and the more that we have compassion for everyone, because everyone is a reflection of ourselves in the multidimensional world, we should really be aware that there, by the grace of God, go I. It could have been me in a different story. We just don't know. So the more we practice compassion in this manner, then the more we heal ourselves more quickly. And these are people who've been affected by this, are beautiful souls. They have done astounding work, and they've been really strong in exceptional circumstances. When you're walking around in extreme pain in the body and pain in the mind, with energy and psychic attack at that level, it's astounding what they've achieved. And they keep coming back and they keep digging deeper. And like I say, we've beaten the cyborg collective consciousness. It's like a robotic consciousness that's trying to program them. And then they have this entity inside them that's trying to eat them. And then they have the voice, you know, the talk that's trying to be really negative and lower their vibration into fear. So, yeah, that's just what I wanted to share. And I believe that we really have to tread carefully among each other, that and practice a much higher level of human compassion, because people have made choices and everyone is entitled to do this. But what I'm trying to say here is, this is a soul's journey, and every soul is different, and every soul has its own lessons to learn. And all we can really do, especially as practitioners, is help them. And the more we work on ourselves and the more we empower people, not rescue, but not fix, but show them how to fix themselves, then the more humanity moves on. And this collective consciousness is actually rising. And that's why I believe these people are getting the opportunity not to be overcome by this. Okay? And I do have compassion for others who are choosing a different path. But I'm finding that the depth of, for want of a better word, possession or an attempt to possess by these external forces that have come in, and the level of determination and focus that these people have had to fight for their life and for their truth and for their identity is actually really quite positive. It's very reassuring that as the external forces are trying to persuade people, the people are actually listening to basically their soul, basically who they really are, and they're very determined to find their identity and live as the person that they really are. So as much as it sounds really dark, negative and challenging, and these are horrific energies, I mean, it's not for everyone. You really need to find a strong, capable and discerning practitioner, because you really don't want someone who's going to say to you, yeah, it's all done, it's all fixed and everything's wonderful and la la la, and the angels are protecting you, because this is a time that we're in where every single sovereign being needs to step into their sovereignty. They need to start owning every part of themselves. They need to start fighting every demon that's in them, on them and around them to make the world a better place and to take ownership of themselves. There's no more room for a lack of responsibility. So this is also a shift in the types of practitioners that you should really be going to as well. Just practice discernment, and if it feels right, then you'll find the right people. But anyway, I've digressed. My point was, people are fighting and winning against some very dark energies that have implanted into them and that have set them some exceptional challenges. And what I've liked to hear and see and work with them for is that these people are really connecting with who they are. So everyone is on their journey back to truth right now. Everyone is rising their consciousness and everyone is fighting for who they really are. If you do have any of this going on in your life, then please do reach out. I have an implant entity, a malevolent being healing that I do. We can do it remotely. We can do it over the computer, and I have all my techniques, and I give you a report back. This wasn't actually a sales message. It was more just about a planetary message. But if you're struggling, and if there is anything that resonates with you about me, resonates with me about you, then please do reach out at my website and book a healing, and I can get rid of anything that's there and basically get you back on track. Okay, so thank you very much, and I wish you all the best. Have a nice day.